And welcome back in the shed. This is the day after that storm I was talking about. Good old Perth. Storms don't really hang around much here. It's always kind of weather like that. There's the doggos chilling out. They were stuck inside most of the day yesterday because of the storm, so they're making the most of the sun. The wine barrel's gone. That's over there hiding. I'm gonna have to put all that table and everything back now that the storms. You can't really call it a storm. A bit of wind and a bit of rain for half a day. So that'll all go back. Got another project though. So this is what I mainly use for filming. I'm not using it now, as you can see. It's a bit wobbly, but yeah, I've been using that. This thing, that's the clamp. I'll zoom out, might be a bit better. So that's the clamp that goes around your phone, and that's my case. I've got a Pixel 7 Pro. So that's the case. I used to use quad lock on my scooter and on my car, but I don't really ride the scooter much anymore, and I don't use it in my car anymore because I've got some screen that does Google Auto, Android Auto, whatever it's called. So what I was going to do was try. It's going to be a $36 to buy a new one of these. So what I was thinking of doing was cutting the arms off this with the angle grinder. So you're just left with that little circle. Peel that off. It's just a bit of anti-scratch thing for your phone. And then cut this case up, this quad lock case, and the outer ring of that kind of shape there, not this big ring on the outside, this one is very similar size to what that is, so it has to sit that way. So the outer ring of that is very similar to that. So bit of Dremel action. I don't know, yeah, Dremel, knife, sandpaper, whatever, and then some super glue and liquid nails, and I'm going to try and get this little circle. It's not very thick, you can see it there, embedded into this quad lock case, because it's a pain in the ass putting that on every time you want to film. And then another thing that's even worse is this edge here, the buttons on a Google 7 phone, that's right where the volume buttons are. So you click that on, your volume goes all the way up, and then when you take your phone off and someone calls you or you get an email, it's like at top volume, and the volume button is stuck down the whole time when you're recording as well, when this is on the phone. So it's getting to be pretty annoying. So I thought I'd give it a shot for what it's worth. I might just get those wings out as much as I can and then chop them with the angle grinder, and then they'll sink back inside nice and flush. And you can buy these rings without these on them, but I can't get one today, and I want to try and get this done today. So yeah, we'll give it a shot. It'd be a shame. I was looking for cases actually that already have this built in, and there's none around. And then you can buy that ring which you can stick on or magnetize on to some phones and stuff like that, but again, I can't get it today, so I'm a bit impatient like that. So I thought I'd give it a bash myself and see if you can do it with stuff you already have. Pretty lucky that that's got that recess in it with the quad lock, but I mean, you can do this to any case really, and it's just going to stick out. That should measure it. Get my things. Barely looks like 10 mil. Hang on a tick. There you go. 6.6 mil. And then, oh, that's magnet. And then we've got, and that's only 3.3. So it'll stick up just like 4 mil. It's going to stick up on top of what's there, if I can get it flush with that there, which I reckon I should. I'm pretty good with the Dremel. Can pretty much perform surgery with those tools with all the bits that come with it. So yeah, I'll get it there, and then it's just going to stick up a little bit from there. I think that's pretty thin. Yeah. You can't go much deeper than that, so should be fine. So it's going to be a bit tricky because I can't use the gimbal, obviously, because I'm working on that, and my phone's almost flat, so I'm going to have to put that back on charge as well. But I'll just record every little step that I'm doing. Might be only little 10-second snippets here and there, but put up with us, and hopefully in an hour or so we might have something that actually works. Cheers. That's not a bad way of just clamping at the first cut. Yeah, it spread pretty good over that. Now it just wants to retract, so just got a clamp holding that to that. And that's what you're left with. And then I've also peeled that off. And oh, it looks pretty good. Yeah, not bad. So what I'll do is I'll just trace that with a thin pen, just so I know where to cut all this bits off with a Dremel, and go from there. Okay, that wasn't too bad. See that? And she fits in. I went a bit bigger. It's got to go, see that dot on the top of the puck there? That's got to face up, because that's how it, yeah, that faces up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yep, because then that matches up to the dot there, and that's up. I hope. I better check first before I go gluing it. But I went a bit bigger with that ring, just so the glue, you're not just relying on the glue on the back. I'm gonna build up the epoxy all the way around as well. So it's gripped it from the back and from the sides as well. So I'll mix up a bit of I don't know what I got. I think it's 5 minute, 30 minute. Might go 30 minute. Apparently, the longer it takes to cure, the stronger it is. And that's a pretty tough magnet that goes from there to there. So I'll clean it all up, try and get that off, clean it all up, clean this up with acetone, clean that up with acetone. I might even, I've gone a bit too deep, see that? There's not much material there, so you got to be a little bit careful. But I'll put some tape over this, and then epoxy, and then take the tape off once it's dry, just so the epoxy doesn't leak through and scratch your phone later. Yeah, it should be cool. I reckon it's going to work. This stuff's, I've had this for years, but it works good from the old Hobby King days. And it's pretty cold today. It's probably about 10-12 degrees at the moment, so it's going to take probably an hour, but that's cool. Let it go nice and hard, and I'll get back to you once I've cleaned it all up, and then we'll glue her up. Righto, so just got mixed up some of that epoxy, nice ring around the outside, and then a generous dollop of super glue in the middle. I'll just put this puck on now, but I need 2 hands, so I'll get back to you in a bit. Righto, and there she is. Nice generous amount of epoxy just around the edge, fills in the gap. And I'll go and might just go and put it in the sun. So I've got that tape around there, just so no epoxy. Oh yeah, you can see it starting to get through. I'll put a bit of super glue first there around that edge that broke as well, and nice dollop of super glue in the middle, and there, and the dot's facing up, so we should be sweet now. Yeah, good enough up. And yeah, we'll give that a bit of time in the sun, I think. Just leave it out here, somewhere where the dogs can't lick the glue off it. It's probably going to blow away there. I've got to put it here. Leave it flat. Or a little bit of an angle that way. Just there's a bit of a pull there, so don't want it running too much out that way. But I reckon that's going to work. We'll give it a bash. Hopefully I haven't put the glue too far up, but that should click in, I think, pretty good. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Alright, I'll get back to you guys when it's all dry, and hopefully the magnet stays on the case and not stay on the Osmo. Cheers. This is just while I'm waiting for that glue to dry, update on that diorama that I'm making, different video. So this I'm up to part 2.5 I think, because there was a bit of a drama with the base, so I have to make a new base. So now it's just not concrete. That's the old base there. Well, that was the second base, and then I decided not to use that one because I needed to have a wooden floor. So I made a new one out of wood, and then just this this is a paper just printed, but this is actually wood. I think this is from AliExpress. It's like very, very thin veneer wood. So that's, I think I've got a little bit left over here. You can see it here. It's got a sticker on the back, and you can see it's just individual bits of wood. So pretty nice. I suppose you could varnish it, you could stain it, you could do whatever you want. I'm going to make up a little bit of what's the name, water with a bit of black paint, just very not a lot of black paint, and just get a sponge and wipe this over because it's a little bit too clean for a garage. So just dirty it up with a bit of dirty water kind of thing, it'll sink in. And then I just got these today. These are not stickers, all real wood. These are just printed on A4 sheets of paper. They're from eBay, and I got them from the same people as well, like garage signs kinds of things. I don't know, I might use some of the littler ones, but not the big ones, because in the real garage for this thing from Fast and Furious, there was none of that stuff hanging up. So I might just use a couple of the doubles that are smaller, because this is 1/24 scale, and I kind of like the 1/18 scale a bit better. So, but I couldn't find this car in 1/18, so yeah, I'm doing it in 1/24, but I like the 1/18. Everything's a little bit bigger, and you can get a bit more detail into it. So yeah, these are going to be the walls. So I kind of got a sheet for every wall, but it's not going to be that high though. That's way too high. Probably only up to where my thumb is there. Kind of see it like that. And then another one. So that wall's going to be solid. That wall's going to be, the back wall's going to be solid, and then this wall I'm going to leave probably only halfway, and then the bit that's left over there will be clear, and there might just be a little return there because I want to have benches and stuff running down here, and then there'll be, from wherever that wall finishes there, it'll be benches that way as well, and maybe bench here that you're kind of looking through to the car. And then roof as well. I think the roof's I'm gonna do the roof out of the same stuff. Can't really see it too much in the video on YouTube, but I think it's the same. I'm pretty sure from the outside it all looks the same. So yeah, that's a bit of an update on that. So I thought that was going to take, this come from the UK, all this stuff, and it was literally a week to get from the UK to here, so pretty happy with that. These are good. They're not like too shiny or anything, so they'll look good in the garage hanging up. I'll probably use most of them in a different one, but yeah, a couple will go in this one. So yeah, update. So I might put this video in with my modification video on my phone case, because it kind of belongs in there as well, but I'll do this same video in the diorama part 3 video as well. And we're going to get to building the walls. So I've got some of this I don't know what it is, Tasmanian oak, and they're going to be the studs, like that, whatever, 16 inches in 24 scale, that's the spacing, and a couple of cross braces, and that's going to build the stud wall, and then this wood look panel stuff stuck to the outside of it facing inwards. So, and I'll probably stain these up as well, make them a little bit darker, because they're a bit too light and perfect. So I'll rough everything up and make everything look a little bit dirty, and get to doing that. So I got some board there, so that's what's going. This will get stuck to the board, and then the stud will get laid over the top of that and just glued to this, and then just laid up, and then make a quick roof and use the same paneling for the roof. But the roof will only be on the back and the side, probably not on the front. Just be clear, and then clear across the front. So we'll see how we go. Added a few extra details if you haven't seen that video. A bit of pipe work and plug leads and things like that. Didn't go too crazy. All good. So you're still waiting for that glue to dry on the phone case. So we'll give that, it's 30-minute epoxy. I'm going to give it 2 hours. It's pretty cold today, so I'll give it a bit extra. So yeah, I'll give it a heap extra to dry properly, and hopefully that works and it matches up to that. Well, it's going to match up to that, but hopefully it just doesn't, when you go and rip your phone off it, it just doesn't leave the magnet on here. And then I'm down a quad lock case and a bracket for this, but it's worth a shot because it's a bit of a pain. I'll explain that before. But yeah, alright, we'll wait for the glue to dry and I'll get back to you. Righto, it's been a couple hours. Mission accomplished, I think. What I've done, just as an experiment, just probably for a couple of days, I reckon that glue is going to take a bit to dry, especially the super glue that's under there. There's no oxygen getting to it, so I put 2 layers of white, pretty thick vinyl kind of tape on it. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it just dulls the magnet down a bit. And then I've got some black stuff on there. But no, otherwise it come up pretty good. It's a little bit hard to do with one hand, but there's the dot, and up's the dot, and on she goes. And it's all centered, weighted. It's weighted pretty good as well, because this, when you put it up, when you turn your phone on and then turn this on and go to the app on your phone, it comes back and tells you if you haven't got it in the middle and it's struggling to keep it steady, and it doesn't do that. So yeah, got it kind of in the middle. But I mean, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. It's better than using that stupid thing that comes with it. Yeah, so pretty happy with that. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I can undo it with one hand now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not not the prettiest thing in the world. Hopefully they come out with some type of case that has that built in that you don't even see, and then it just clicks to that. That'll be cool. But otherwise, I'm just going to leave it like that. That's fine. That's you don't. That magnet is so strong. I mean, that'll probably hold 10-15 kilos. That magnet. There's no need for that on your phone. So yeah, that like I said, that just dulls it down. You got 3 layers of tape for the magnet to go through. It still goes and latches on because there's like a little keyway just here. I think that's the top. Yeah. See there, and then there's like a little keyway just here that this thing fits into in your phone. So yeah, pretty happy with that. That's another job done. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one.